What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic Tuesday night. Just got done watching the first half of the Sixers game, up by 22. Let's go. But have a little bit to talk about with the Eagles. Now, we talked about throughout, last week and this week what we would do if we got this bye. And I told you I'm going to have a playoff show. We're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to go through all the teams, talk about the teams in the NFC that the Eagles could face, possible in the AFC if they make it all the way to the pinnacle. So we'll talk about all that stuff. But we do have some Eagles news to talk about. So wanted to jump in here, talk about those things. And if you have anything on your mind, throw it my way. More than welcome here. So let's get it rocking and rolling here. This is a live video. So anything you've got on your mind, I'd love to hear about it. And some of you have asked for a couple months now since, the whole membership thing, all that stuff, the stickers, whatever the hell I try to figure out here with this YouTube thing. I got an email today and it said about setting up the membership thing. So I set it up. Should be good to go. So for those of you who like to have the badges, it apparently goes by for how long you've been a fan, whatever it will change the colors. And I believe it explains all that to you when you go hit that join button on the YouTube page rather than just subscribe. So for those of you that were interested, you also get some emojis that were made by me. There is one. All you got to do is click the colon, put RTB, colon. That one's for you, Drew. Run the damn ball. So, yeah, I fit it in there. No D. We didn't want to get too bad, but run the ball. So you ever are looking to check that graphic out, you guys want to join up for that membership, please feel free to do so. But if you don't want to, please, you don't have to at all. But those of you that are supporting me and want to continue supporting, I truly cannot thank you enough. So I just wanted to get that out of the way first and foremost. But truly appreciate each and every one of you taking the time tonight. Appreciate you hitting that like button, subscribing, all the stuff you're doing to support me. I really can't thank you enough. But let's get this bad boy started. I'll check out these comments here first. My man Ryan, let's go, dude. Not much here to talk some birds, but appreciate you taking the time, man. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to throw them in here. But we're going to talk about some news here and then whatever you guys have on your mind. My man Tim in the building. Let's go. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you taking the time, and the same goes for you, Mark. Really appreciate all of you guys. And it's been a long day. Had to take the dog to the vet. It's good to go. Got his shots, got all that great stuff, his vaccines, whatever the hell else he needs. But good to go here. But hanging out with the family, watching the first half of the Sixers, now getting ready to watch the second half after I talk with you guys. So whatever's on your mind, let me hear it. But I'm going to tell you what's on mine. So we're going to start it off. And I know this is a question for everybody. How's Jalen Hurts doing? So in case you missed it, I talked to Nick Sirianni today, and he said that, well, he's clearly sore. He talked about that after the game, still pretty sore. And he said that, he's not real sure if he's going to stay sore, and look, there's no real advantage to going in here, whatever. We know he had an injury to his throwing shoulder. Everybody knows that. And, with time, it's going to heal. So there can be no excuses here. Josh Allen's been playing with a messed up elbow, this, that, the other. It doesn't matter. This is football. This dude's going to go out and do everything he can. Even if he were to get hurt, I guarantee you he's going to continue to try to play just like he did in that Bears game, continue to throw bombs there. So, look, we got to just hope that he plays up to his standard, dude. He is the MVP, and I think that will be just fine. But they made it seem like, it's not much to worry about, but Nick Sirianni always gets people twisted because he wants to be the Riddler half the time. And look, I don't think there's much to read into it. We knew his shoulder was messed up. Going into this game, he hadn't played in a couple weeks. And look, that's just the way it is, man. But he doesn't have nerve damage. It's not something that, we hope that is going to be long-term, because he had that rest. But we know it's going to be sore. So it is what it is. If you get hurt again, you get hurt again. This is football, man. But we're going to hope that, the Terminator continues to be, very smart with the ball. He knows when to slide, when to go out of bounds. It's unfortunate the way, that guy landed on him. But again, talking about football here. That stuff kind of happens. So stay healthy. We need you. MVP, let's go. 3 more wins. Let's go get it, baby. Now, Josh Sweat, another name, very pivotal to this pass rush. And, we almost broke the NFL record. We're 2 away from tying it. 70 sacks this season. Holy hell. That's a lot. That's a lot. We broke an NFL record. Well, we set one. There wasn't even, no one else did it. 4 players with 10 plus effing sacks. Holy hell. Holy hell. And what was it? I believe Hargrave, Sweat, and he, obviously missed that game there. And Brandon Graham all had 11. And then you had Hassan Reddick with 16. Like, holy whoo, pretty good. Second in the league in sacks there for Reddick. But Josh Sweat getting that neck injury, we're all scared shitless. Like, oh, please, God, for the love of God, don't want to lose him. We know how important he is to this pass rush. And I think that, obviously we have a great rotation. You've got Brandon Graham. Robert Quinn just came off of IR, looked pretty good. And we talked about with that rest, maybe his knee was bothering him before he went on IR, and that's why he wasn't producing. Maybe he can produce for the end of the season. That's what we traded him for. We need you for the playoffs. We need a rotation. And with Sweat banged up, he came in last week, did pretty well. Brandon Graham, we know how great he's been. Should be the comeback player of the year. Should get Walter Payton Man of the year. Let's go, Brandon Graham. But, on the other side, you got Reddick, Johnson, and Johnson. So killer there. But I think that, Josh Sweat being day-to-day from what Nick Sirianni says, it gives us hope that he will be ready for this divisional round. It sounds like he's very optimistic that we'll get him back. So as great it is to have that rotation, having the starter back is the best thing we could ask for, and having that rotation with it. So we are all very excited to hear that news. So all that's left is Lane Johnson and Avonte Maddox. And I did talk to someone today, and we did talk a little bit about Lane Johnson, and it's still the same thing I've been saying to you guys, though. I mean, bro, the fact that he's putting off surgery to go out here and do this, pretty insane, man. His abductor, just hanging off the groin there. I mean, that's insane. It's going to be insane to watch. I hope that he can tough it out and do what he can. But next man up if anything happens. But I love Lane Johnson, dude. The grit of that man to be doing that. And then of course Avonte Maddox, they're going to take it day by day, is the last we heard. And, a significant toe injury is what he had. And that was the day after Christmas there. So I don't know, man. They didn't put him on IR, which would end his season. So that would open up a roster spot. You could do so many things. So that, to me, tells me there is hope. So, hey, if he can't make it for the divisional round, maybe he makes it for the championship. If you don't have him for the championship, maybe he makes it back for the Super Bowl. I don't know. But, luckily we have this bye week. So he and Lane Johnson can get back to health as much as they can. Josh Sweat should be good to go for this divisional round, and that is some fantastic effing news. So let's go. Josh Sweat, Jalen Hurts. Those were 2 of the, names we talked about with, we had 5 of them. Like, wait till they come back. Everybody will be an Eagles fan again. Well, we need Lane and Avonte. CJ's already back. Jalen, a little sore, but okay. Josh Sweat should be back for divisional. So some great news. We just need to keep getting that good news, man. That's what it's all about. Can't say what they don't know, or it's a need-to-know basis. Got to be part of the inside club for details. Of course, sure. Yeah, exactly. Why would they be giving that information out freely anyway? So it is what it is, and you guys know I give you what I can from the inside sources, but not all of the players, only the quarterback and most of the linemen there that I can get. Now, they're friends, so you can see what, I see what I can dig for you, but, they're giving you mostly of what they can. It's still, these are injuries, you can't just be like, oh yeah, they're going to be fine. They're good to go. Unless it's really like that. They really are right now in a very questionable stage. And Lane Johnson, it's like, can't believe he's doing it. So it's pretty crazy, but Jalen Hurts, man, yeah, he's sore. We all knew that. We were hoping he would only have to play half a game and ended up with a full game, but I like the vanilla play calling. I like not putting him in harm's way. So it is what it is. Think after the playoffs, Philadelphia Eagles have Jalen? Yeah, I think so, man. They definitely better give him a contract extension. Think Sweaty may be beastly after his body getting all that rest as long as the neck. Yo, he's a beast, man. And we're going to have this rest for everybody this week. And that's what you earn with this bye week. So we get this extra bye week and we go out and we whoop some ass. And Josh Sweat, you guys all know I'm a huge fan the last few years here. And seeing him produce at the level he has this year, we need him, man. We talk about how we won the Super Bowl 5 years ago. Well, that starts in the trenches, baby. And we already got the best offensive line in the game, had our struggles. We've got some injuries, but still phenomenal there. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, they speak for themselves how great they've been. So, credit to Jonathan Gannon for putting them in a position to succeed, and they have truly been succeeding. Basically, I called a clown by Hollis Thomas, trying to get him to try to give some props to Gannon, but he won't give in. He says top three, not he gives all the praise to Vic Fangio being around. Yeah, a lot of people, you can't make them understand something. And when they, spend their whole off season or the entire season, just following narratives and saying things that everybody else is saying, when something's right in front of them, it's hard for them still to, I can't do it. I won't. And look, just take it on the chin, man. You don't know what you're talking about, Hollis. Loved you when I grew up watching you play, but let's be honest here. It clearly is an amazing defense. Last year, we were number 10 defense in the league. This year, number 3 defense in the league. Like, that's pretty effing good, man. And, when you look at, some of the past defenses, everybody talks about how great they were. I saw Ruben Frank posted something awesome today, and it was something along the lines of, not even Buddy Ryan's, defenses were even as close as good as Jonathan Gannon's. And we're talking about Reggie White, Jerome Brown, Eric Allen. I mean, the list goes on, dude. So it was a pretty wild stat, man. Let me find it for you because I don't want to misspeak here on what he exactly said. But I was like, holy because you guys know I try my best to teach everyone what this scheme is and, how football has changed, why it's different, why, you're getting pressure and not having to blitz. Dude, we just almost broke the NFL record. We don't need to blitz every play. I can assure you we're getting pressure. Just look at the sacks. Anyway, let me find it. Jesus. It's somewhere. Oh, so it's why did he okay, so it says, can you fill me in on the hate? This Chris guy says. He says Gannon's had more top 10 defense in 2 years than Buddy had in 5 with Reggie, Jerome, Seth, Andre West, Eric Allen. Yeah. So, I mean, there was another one where it said something along the lines. Oh, so it said, here's Buddy Ryan's defense. In 1986, you were 17th. In 87, they were 23rd. 88, 27th. It took him his 4th year until we were the 8th defense in 1989. And then in 1990, we were the 12th ranked defense. Gannon, again, his first year was in the top 10 at number 10, and now he was number 3. So clearly he's a great coach, and clearly he's getting a head coaching candidate, consideration here because he is a great coach. He's really smart. And if you guys remember, let's just talk about it. If you remember, when I broke down these coaches, when we brought them in, the excitement comes from how intelligent they are. And, just going around finding articles from these position players that they play with, the defensive back guys, the wide receiver guys, whatever years they're doing, whatever with the Colts, the Chargers, all that stuff. So we talked about these guys, and there was a lot of excitement here. And, talking about what the defensive scheme could look like, talking about what the offense, what you could do with Jalen Hurts. And we have seen that you could do some pretty effing phenomenal things. And I know the past couple of weeks has everyone thinking that, this is the Eagles now. They're not, the same team. They're going to, go into the playoffs and run vanilla play calling. That's not going to happen. But I think for me, it's just so weird to see the confusion. And it's a lot of media, a lot of ex-players like, look, 20 years ago, you had to blitz every play. So now you should blitz every play. And it's like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It really is. And, it's sad because it's like these are supposed to be media members that understand what they're talking about, dude. And like you could clearly see they're not. So what I sought out to do this all season was teach these guys what this defense was so they wouldn't have to say things like that and show that they didn't know what they were talking about. At least try to give them free knowledge, right? So I posted those videos you guys saw on every effing article I saw. Everybody, we're switching defenses. We're running the same fucking defense we ran last year. I don't know what they're talking about, but I did my best. And you guys saw when Hassan Reddick retweeted it. It's like, dude, I'm just trying to help people understand. That's all it is. And now you get it sucks. It's the players that are playing. And it's like, yeah, no shit. But I can assure you that this defense allows them all to do those things we talked about before the season started, getting those sacks, getting those turnovers. That's why we were so great at doing those things, because Gannon knows how to run a defense and put people in positions to succeed, which he did. So what are we doing here still? The regular season is over, and we are literally the number 3. What did I say at the beginning of the season? Before it started, the offseason, I said we would be top 3, right? We're literally number 3. So let them hate all they want. Second in yards allowed. We are really effing good. First against the pass, whether that's yards per game, yards per completion, yards per attempt. We are first in sacks. I mean, this defense is the effing real deal, man. And, they kept, you got to blitz every play, though. That's how. And it's like this defense has kept us in so many games. And you can tell when people don't know what they're talking about. So, Tim, don't even sweat it, bro, because you've seen me. I don't care who they are. I don't care what media member you are or who you played, when you played. I don't give a shit, dude. If you don't know what you're talking about, I'm going to happily teach you. And when that guy that trains with the Eagles, and I'll just leave his name out of it, but it's like when he reached out and told me, like, you need to go tell this person, like, how this defense works, because this is embarrassing at this point. And it was one of the top Eagles content creators. And I was like, damn. And he's like, that, like, these players like are annoyed by this shit, man. Like, do they really not know football? And it's like, no, I'm sure they don't, man, because I have people arguing with me all the time. You don't know. And it's like, no, but I do. That's why I was able to tell you it would be a top 3 defense, because I knew, like, I don't know, man. It's weird, Tim. Don't let him get to you, man. The weirdo energy. People just want to be mad because they don't know what they're talking about. Little worried about Hurts because he's going to be a hunted man. They're always going to hunt for him, my man. That's just the way it is. Let him come, baby. The Terminator is ready. Nina in the building. Let's go. Appreciate you tuning in, Nina. Hope you and the family are doing well. We're here. We're talking about, I mentioned the injuries. Now we're just talking about Steichen and Gannon. Can't remember anything apparently, but, just the potential of these guys. And it started because Tim said, he was getting ragged on. But look, these are 2 really good coordinators right now, but candidates to be head coaches. And the Texans have reached out to the Eagles about interviewing both of these guys. And then the Colts and the Panthers have requested to interview Shane Steichen. So look, people can be misconstrued by the media all they want and follow the masses. That's great. That's fine. But the proof is in the pudding, as they say. And maybe it's Mrs. Slay's banana pudding. I'm not sure, but it's right there for them to understand it. And they just refuse to do it. And I can't help them. The regular season's over. We're in the playoffs. And when he's gone, Jonathan Gannon, and when Shane Steichen's gone, and then everybody's whining and complaining, it's going to be like, well, we literally had a top 3. Like, I can't remember ever watching a defense this good and watching people being used the way they're supposed to, like a Sam linebacker dropping into coverage. And that, what did I say? I thought maybe 5 to 10% is all you're going to see throughout the season. I think he finished with like 7, almost 8% that he dropped back. So that's what a Sam linebacker does. You don't rarely do it. You disguise your defense. And that's why I made those graphics to show people, like, look, I'm trying to explain what it looks like. And then you saw people like getting mad, like, whether it was Jalen Hurts, everybody's just mad that I take a lot of time to try to help them. And it's like, oh yeah, what a jerk. I think Gannon just isn't the type of coach Tank would want to play for. It's been a back and forth battle with Tank all year. Yeah, I get it. People don't like intelligent coaches. It's weird. They would rather have a worse defense. I remember when everyone hated Jim Schwartz with a passion, dude. Picket fence. Kill you. Out there, like, losing their minds all the time. Now all of a sudden it's like, we need Jim Schwartz back. Yeah. And it's like, what the I literally get so confused. I can't keep up with it. It's like, he was good now. Holy shit. And no, Jonathan Gannon is literally probably the best defensive coordinator we've had in my 36 years of existence. So really weird that people still haven't caught on. And you'd think at one point they'd just be like, oh shit, I was really wrong. I better just admit it and move on. But like, you still got people like, yeah, right. It's the players that they play, and then the coaches don't actually coach. And then when something bad happens, like big play Slay sucks for the last few weeks, or Kaiser White sucks it up for a couple weeks, and I believe they can get right back to it and they'll be kicking ass. But then it's, well, that's not them. They're just the players playing. It's the coaching. When you look at the coaching, when they coach, it's really what it comes down to. And it's like, what are you even? That's literally what I hear pretty much most of the time. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm learning a lot here, man. Oh my God. Yo, my man Drew, I was shouting you out at the beginning of this video. Let's go. Appreciate you tuning in. I was talking about the fact that I got that effing membership stuff going. So you guys have been asking about that, about the stickers and all that. I think I figured it out. I'm definitely going to have to mess with it more. I uploaded some emojis. There's a run the damn ball one. There's all kinds of great stuff. Let's go, of course. All that great stuff for you guys. But I appreciate you. You guys don't have to sign up for anything, but you guys had asked about it, and I finally got the email and set it up. So let's go. But I appreciate you tuning in, Drew. Hope you are doing well, my man. If we lose both coordinators in the offseason, how much step do we take? Well, look, you've got plans in place. We talked about this at the beginning of the season. If you remember, I said, I doubt Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon will be here. That's how highly I thought of them because they are really great coordinators and I believe could be head coaches. So for me, we've got those things in place and we've talked about Brian Johnson being here, and I think that, obviously there are a bunch of names, people throw out Frank Reich, things like that. But I think it's, there's in-house guys that I would be perfectly fine with. And, you talk about, on the defensive side of the ball, I mentioned Denard Wilson. I think, at the beginning of the season, that's who I talked about. I really like him a lot. And I know he's real close being the defensive backs coach with Gannon. And I think he's a great candidate, but obviously they have Vic Fangio in the building. But here's the most embarrassing thing I would like to tell you, Tim. Vic Fangio runs a defense very, very similar to what Jonathan Gannon runs. And that's where Jonathan Gannon gets a lot of his stuff. And he learned under Mike Zimmer. And there's a lot of, pieces he takes from everybody and some Everfluss in there and all kinds of stuff. But the funniest part is when people say Vic Fangio, I'd rather have someone like a Vic Fangio come in here. And it's like, oh, dog, that just told me you don't know what you're talking about because it would literally be the same thing. Oh, my God, almost as bad, Rathaflocka. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. But no, I believe he's talking about Hollis Thomas. But yeah, almost the same, just that, hey, look, 20 years ago, you blitz every play. That's how it works, man. That's what you got to do. And it's just, we almost broke the NFL record for sacks. So it's just not right. Yeah, we created a lot of pressure. Tim, I think Dan can say some really good things, but also bad things once in a while too. He's more old school. And look, I was talking to my brother earlier today on the phone, and I was saying about, I'm old school, man. I played back in the day. I love the toughness. I love all that stuff. But this is a new game, man, and there's a lot. We were talking about the injuries and just, how Sirianni went into this offseason with the practices and all that stuff. And it just, it's a new game, man. I'm not here to tell the experts, I have no idea. I know things, but I don't act like I know more than people that know more than me. It's simple stuff. But in this world, you guys all know everybody's an expert. But look, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'll just say it as flat out as I possibly can. And the same goes for Seth Joyner all year. It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you, because, you claim, like, I played in the NFL, so I automatically know. It's like, yeah, Michael Jordan, he was the greatest basketball player of all time. He should be a great owner, right? And, well, he fucking sucks. So he should be a great baseball player, right? No, he's not. Oh, golf. See, it just doesn't work like that. And that's cute that, they just want to repeat what everybody else is saying, but it just makes them look dumb. So, I don't know what else to do for him. You guys saw I made a million videos. Even Hassan Reddick shared one. That's right, baby. Why the Eagles defense would dominate this year. They could have watched it, man. They could have learned, but no, too cool, man. I know. With Mark, I love some Hollis Thomas. Yo, I love that. And I said that, bro. I grew up and I watched Tank, and it's his birthday today. I have a picture on my Facebook of me and him together. I invited Lito Shepard to a tailgate a couple years ago. He rolled up and he showed up with Quentin Michael and Hollis Thomas. I was like, holy shit. So had a great time, a real great time. We all bleed green, so good times. But yeah, man, I love Hollis Thomas. Don't get me wrong, but when it comes to defense, and that goes for anybody I love, man, I'll tell them right to their faces, oh no, you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I have no issue doing that. You guys know me. If someone's talking out of their ass, I'm going to have to let them know that that's just not how things work, man. And I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just, purveyor of truth, man. I don't like to hear dumb shit. When you talk about my Eagles, it's like talking about my family. Like, I'll talk shit, okay? I will talk shit about my team. That's for us to do, the Eagles fans. I don't need to hear outside fans, Dan Sileo, telling me about my defense. Now, Hollis Thomas, he's an Eagle for life, baby. And same goes for Seth Joyner. I love those guys, but that's what I mean. I don't care, man. It could be people in this fan. If you don't know what you're talking about, I'm going to have to stop you real quick because look at how amazing this defense is. So it's embarrassing at this point. It is. It really is. Some people have their minds made up, and that's it, man. You can't change them. I just watched that Glass Onion movie last night, and it's funny. It's just like bro, people don't even care, about lies. And as long as they get to suck the teat, man, they don't care. They just want to, someday this elite guy is going to kiss me on the lips, just hoping for it. And it's like, all right, dude, it's weird, man. It's weird. People have their minds made up, doesn't affect the bottom line. Also very difficult to convince anyone over the internet. Hey, that's why I make graphics and videos and go in depth as much as I possibly can, because I know that they won't listen. So it's like, maybe they'll just learn. I don't know. And a lot of people did. And I appreciate the hell out of you guys that all commented and had great things to say. And the pinnacle was obviously Hassan Reddick then retweeting it. So that's pretty effing awesome. But let's go, baby. We're gonna keep educating. They're gonna keep hating. That's just how it's gonna go, baby. Let's go. These birds, what did they tell us before the season started? Oh, you can't win 14 games. You can't make it to the playoffs. You won't. Jalen Hurts can't develop. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I guess you just don't know what you're talking about. Not worried about it. Just thought maybe Tank might give Gannon some love. Nah, and that's kind of harkens back to what Drew just said. When people are set in stone, they don't want to. He would much rather just be wrong than say I was wrong. He'd rather come out here over and over again and look like a complete jackass than just say, you know what? I have no clue what I'm fucking talking about. I guess I should learn what a multiple scheme defense is, rather than thinking, this is 1997. It is what it is, man. He loves Jim Schwartz. So what are we doing here? What? Like, I'm sorry. I'm going in on him too, bro. I'm sorry. But it's like, I cannot take it, man. Like, when you're trashing my Eagles, I feel like you're trashing my family, dude. Like, anybody who knows me, bro, you know how I roll. So, hey, if you're gonna be pissed, come correct. Like, we can be pissed about all the shit in the world together. That's what we do here. But when it's misguided and it's just Dan Sileo, I can't do it. When it's Dan Sileo-esque, I'm going to stand up to it. No Elliott Shore Park stuff in these parts, man. I can't do it. I can't. I won't. But I'm glad I could make you laugh, my man. That's what I'm here to do, to entertain, give you guys what you want. But more concerned about losing top players and coordinators. Well, every year free agency happens, so we're going to have to re-sign players just like every year. So let's hope that we continue to have the best GM in Howie Roseman. So I will, again, this offseason, do as I always do, and that will be go through all of the Eagles free agents, who we should re-sign, who we can restructure, how we can create more cap space. What will we do with all that cap space? Oh, we're going to do it all, baby. We're going to look at every single effing position, just like we did last year and the year before that. And I love doing this stuff with you guys too. Offseason is really fun. And then the draft, when we go through every position, talk about whether we need guys at quarterback in the first round, mid rounds, and then you talk about the running backs. Do we need a guy later rounds? So all that stuff, that's been really fun, and I look forward to doing that again. But yeah, man, we're gonna jump on that stuff in the off season. But right now, man, I'm locked in. I know a lot of people think this season's over, one and done. Gardner Minshew and Jalen Hurts are the same quarterback, so this team is literally the same thing. The last 3 weeks, it will be in the playoffs. No, I disagree. I think this team is the best in the league for a reason, and they're gonna show you that. I know that a lot of these media members needed the Eagles to go out and play their full playoff playbook, show all of their plays, put Jalen Hurts in harm's way so that they could feel better at night. I don't give a shit. We won. We got the number 1 seed. We're the NFC East champions. And the road to the Super Bowl goes through Philadelphia. So I don't care what those people say, because, well, they've proven all year that, well, they don't know shit. Because if you realize, most of these people, you should have seen the conversations I had with them about Jalen Hurts. Whew. Oh, tough year for them. Very tough year. And I feel bad for him, man. I didn't mean to do him like that. It's out be, man, indeed. Dude, and it's just like, I even simplified it, man, and made it in like Madden terms, dude. I broke like 3-4, 4-3, dime, nickel, like just show. And every show I explained, like, look, there are so many variations. And I explained in those variations, the over, the under, all these things. Tried not to go too far, but enough to explain how complicated, but how awesome it was going to be, how many sacks we were going to see and turnovers, and to get excited. But yet you still have people bitching. And the regular season's over, bro. That's embarrassing as shit, dude. That's why I created On the Road to Victory, though, because I was tired of seeing that, man. Tired of seeing people talk to you guys like that. Like, oh, yeah, you don't know. I'm so smart. Like, no, dude, you really aren't. It's like, so that stuff bothered me, man. If you're going to act like that, you should probably just know what you're talking about. And facts is all I know, my man. And it seems like they just know narratives. So let them keep spinning their little narratives and continue to look like ass clowns because, well, Jalen Hurts did develop. We did have cap room. We did draft well. We signed all the people we needed, traded all the people we needed. Yeah, defense didn't switch to anything. It's the same one, very much improved. And that's literally what we talked about this offseason. And yeah, I'll get to hear from those people. Well, you should really learn ball someday. And it's like, well, I guess I'm going to have to be teaching you guys again next year, huh? That's probably what's going to happen. So, and I said this last night on the show. I was like, look, now they're going to be on me. Like, oh, you better guess for the 5th year in a row who we're going to draft. And then you better get free agency right. And it's like, well, where have you been all the years I've been getting it right? And now that old Muskie switched it up on Twitter, it actually shows you now all the people that are taking your stuff or looking and not liking it. So it's like, I knew it, man. So I love it, dude. I love it. So, I'm not going to quit, baby, because when they get to this point now at the end of the season, repeating what I tried to tell them before the season, that's when you're sitting on top of the mountain and you're just like, yeah, this is why I'm going to keep going because I'm making it to the top, man. If these people are getting paid, there's nope. I refuse to give up. And, I've been trying to make more connections here, really try to build this thing to make it a better experience for you guys. And obviously I want to get better equipment, better things like that. And that will come in the future very soon, hopefully. And, one of the things I always say is, I just try to give you the content, try to make the connections, try to do the things I can in the meantime. And that's what I'm doing for you guys. But if there's ever anything you think I could add to this, please feel free to let me know down below. I made that membership tag now. So when you have that subscribe button, I believe that join button's right next to it. You can check it out. Again, you guys don't have to do that at all, but you can see what it is. If there's ideas you want to be added to some of those things you think we could do, for members only shows, I have the option. There's one where I want to do things where you guys can join me on live stream. Sometimes, if you just want to call in, you guys have like a whole show where you just ask a bunch of questions a couple days before, and I'll just make a show answering all your stuff, whatever ideas you have. I try to throw a couple your way, but I would love to hear all of your ideas because I'm just trying to make this better for you guys. So let me know how you feel about that stuff. Much people say the Giants game wasn't really great. Feel confident in Jake Elliott right now. Yeah, man. How about it? 5 for 5. Love that dude. And we talked about that before the game, Hey, let's get some field goals. Let's do whatever you got to do. Probably not going to see too much craziness from Jalen Hurts. I didn't want to. And look, he's sore, but he's not re-injured. So let's go into the playoffs. Let's go whoop some ass. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got for you tonight. I got to get rolling out here. I'm going to go check the end of this Sixers game, hang with the fam. But I will be back tomorrow. We're going to do that playoff show. I've got the whole playoff scenarios. I got the AFC. I didn't upload it into here yet, but I've got the NFC rough copy here, worked on here, you see. But look, we'll talk about this, and then we're going to talk about how I feel, who I think the Eagles' toughest opponent in the NFC, AFC, all that stuff. And then I would love to hear your thoughts on that. So whoever you guys, think is the Eagles' toughest opponent, whatever it is, tune in tomorrow. Would love to hear your thoughts on that. Drew, of course, my man, thank you for taking the time, tuning in. Thank you for always, you're super chatting, everything you're doing, dude. I cannot, you literally have been one of the best supporters I could ever ask for, man. So I love you, dude. Hope you're doing well. And everybody else that tuned in, Mark, Jordan, all of you that are always supporting, Nina, Tim, I love you guys. And if I'm forgetting you, I'm a high plane shifter. I try to remember, but can't even remember my own name half the time. But thank you guys. And again, go check out that membership tag. And if there's anything else I can add to those things, do for you, whatever the hell it is, let me know. But if you need anything, you want to talk some birds, you're watching this later, you can always comment down below. Always down to talk some birds. But tomorrow we'll be doing the playoffs. Junebug, what's going on, man? Appreciate you tuning in, but I am literally just heading out. But if you rewatch this, love to hear your thoughts. I'm always down to talk birds. So if I see your comment, I'll always get back to you. Always tell you guys you can reach out down below. Love to talk some birds where you just need a friend, whatever it may be. Please feel free to reach out. Catch you on the next one, my man. Truly appreciate you always tuning in. Yo, I appreciate you, man. Seriously. And I will be back tomorrow, and I hope to catch all of you then because we're going to break this damn thing down. Going to whip up some graphics for you, and we're going to talk about each of these teams and, of course, our birds. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith. and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great night. Stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!